Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. My name is Sister Fatima Hodge.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's David Hodge. Welcome.
Today's topic is the devil's plan. Sisters and brothers, we have an open enemy that's planning our destruction. Now, sisters and brothers, this nation has been planning our destruction since they took us from our land and brought us here. They raped us, beat us, tortured us, and the list goes on. They lie and try to cover what they've done and identify our experience as slavery. And that is not all that our nation experienced. We experienced horror from the hands of these devils, affliction. So slavery is nowhere near the experience that the Black man and woman of America went through.
Exactly. They want to simmer it down. They want to, sugarcoat it. They want to make it lighter. They want to make it a lighter matter than what it really was. Sweep it under the rug. Tell you it was no big deal. Or CRT.
Mm-hmm.
It was a theory. Right? Could have happened, might have happened. It probably really didn't happen. But it did happen. But the reason why they're saying it didn't happen, or they're hoping and wishing that we forget, right? Because it comes with consequence. It comes with their judgment for what they did to us. And that's what they're trying to escape. That's why they have their plan, which is to destroy us, to get rid of the evidence of their crime that they committed against God's people. Because we are the true seed of Abraham. And it said, curse those who curse God's people, which would be the true seed of Abraham. So they know that they're cursed. So they have to switch the narrative. They have to zone in on their plan, which is to escape judgment. So that's the whole purpose of their plan, to get rid of you, to escape that brutal judgment.
Exactly. Because it's in brothers. You don't realize what they do. You are their consequence. So they're working 24 hours around the clock to make sure you don't ever remember or find out about your true experience here in America, which is horror. Hell, sisters and brothers. They paint this fake illusion, dream,
right,
as if you're in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the case. But like Brother David shared, they're trying to escape judgment. They're trying to get rid of the evidence of cursing God's people. They've stolen our identity. So we must understand that this nation, we are fist bumping and
right,
partying with, drinking with,
right,
smoking with, marrying, having babies with.
Right.
They're your enemies.
Right, they totally hate you.
They hate you 100% because they've changed you 100%. Because you don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
Why is that? Because these devils changed you 100%.
Right.
Now, you have the devil's mind.
Right. That's bad. Because that's just like a cat. No longer being a cat, hanging with dogs. You see, feeding them dog food, doing what dogs do. You see, you operating off a dog's mind, but you're a cat. That's no good for your health. You see, and that's what they have us doing. So you're sick. You're misled. You're deceived. You see, you're totally going against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they want, to keep feeding you their mind, because that's called self-destruction. They won't even have to do it, because why? Because you'll do it.
Exactly. This is why the scripture identifies that they will deal wisely with us. Because during the Holocaust, they were openly beating us, torturing us, afflicting us,
Burning us up,
burning us. All these illicit things they were doing, raping us. But now these things are common. Now, common rape, you can get married to a devil, right? Have a baby with one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not thinking of it as rape anymore.
Right.
Now they have you. They're putting things in your food. They're putting things on your televisions. They're corrupting your mind in different ways that you don't know, that you can't see because it's all trapped. Sisters and brothers, because they're still doing exactly what they've done before, just in a different form.
Right.
So they're getting that same reaction that they were doing prior. They just are doing it wisely because they know they can't come in the way that they were coming prior. And we don't clearly see them, sisters and brothers. Which is why they're hiding under this mask as if they're good people.
Right.
Angels.
And that's another point. Now they do it, like you said, wisely, to protect their image, to protect their reputation. You see, that way, when you kill yourself, or when you make a fool of yourself, because that's what they're doing to our nation, to our people, the black men and women of America. When you do that to yourself, no one cares, because look at them. They're a bunch of savages, uneducated fools. They're clowns. They're pimps. They're hoes. You see, they created that narrative. So when the time comes like now, when they eliminate you, who gives a damn? They were no good anyway. They were in the way. There's a bunch of people sucking up air and sucking up the resources, right? Not producing anything.
Shaking their butts, wearing their pants down to their knees, sagging. Pimps and whores.
Right.
But who are the true pimps and whores?
Right. The ones who created the image for you.
It's Master C. They have corrupting our nation.
Right.
The original nation has been corrupted with demons.
Right.
House Negroes, masses, blackface children from the rape of the black woman, the original woman.
Right.
They look like us, they talk like us, but they are not us, sisters and brothers. They have a totally different nature than us.
Right.
And this is a part of the devil's plan.
Exactly.
They use these demons to corrupt our nation because they look like us.
Right.
They're cancer to our nation.
Exactly.
You can't detect them because they look like us.
Right.
But they're wolves in sheep's clothing. But because they look like us, we can't detect them. So they're making our body sick. They're killing our body.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Telling you that you need to push this American dream.
Right. Love Master.
Love Master.
Love the national anthem. Love this reality. Love incorporate. Collaborate with the American dream. You see, you need to do this to your hair. You need to do this to your skin. You need to be like this. You need to act more like Massa. You see, you need to do certain things that's totally against you. The Democratic Party, democratic party, which is totally against you. All their policies is totally against you. Abortions, 3-strike law. These are things to get rid of your neck, get rid of our people. You see, depopulation.
But they're holding this over us as if these are great things, right?
Right.
And we're not looking into the depths of it because we're not thinking, right? So we're just looking at the fact that I want to party, I want to have fun. So F those kids, F them babies.
Right.
You know? So I'm about to go get an abortion. I'm going to get on birth control.
Right.
All these things that they have for our nation in place to destroy us.
Right.
And we're not seeing it in that light.
Right.
We're looking at it as the vision, the only vision, there's not a vision, the only thing that we know is the American dream.
Right.
So in order to achieve this dream, having multiple children is really, right? Is basically,
that's
you know,
that's in my way.
In your way to achieve this dream. Exactly. Right.
Achieve my goals if I had children.
Especially when you're original.
Right.
Because you don't even have enough energy.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you're trying to do everything you can to achieve this dream that's not even your vision. It's not even your nature.
Right. Wasn't even made for you.
Right. So you're going against yourself, killing your babies, all these things to achieve this. And you still don't achieve it.
Never achieve it.
So that alone is destroying our nation.
Right.
And you don't know, you don't even realize it. You're trying to work as hard as you can to get in Mass's house, but that's not how it works. Sisters and brothers, you're not one of Mass's children.
Right.
So you'll never be in Mass's house.
Mm-hmm. And you think you can get in there because you see individuals that look like you in there.
Exactly.
But you don't realize those are demons.
Camouflage in.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Those are house Negroes. Nothing has changed. That's still Mass's house.
Right.
And those that were in Mass's house were not just in Mass's house because they did better. They were field Negroes who started to do better.
Right.
And graduated to Mass's house.
Right.
That's not how things. No, they were in Mass's house because they were his children.
Exactly.
And they knew that their children they could trust.
Exactly.
Not the field Negroes because
field Negroes.
Yeah, we're totally against them. We totally have a different mind than them.
Exactly. And that's what's dangerous about the demons. They got the minds of the devil fathers. Weak and wicked individuals. Made to make mischief and shed blood and cause friction. You see? That's what, like you said, they infiltrate our structure.
They're the murderers.
Right.
They're the pimps, whores, thieves, liars.
Right.
That's who they are. We've adopted their behaviors because we're surrounded by them.
Right.
We pick up on each other's thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So we're surrounded by our enemies, and our enemy's mind is corrupting ours.
Right.
And you guys understand that vice versa. Well, excuse me, well, I wouldn't say that word. However, in the other way around, our minds is also, they're using us, our greatness, to thrive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our nature.
Right.
But that's not who they are. They're using our nature to fake.
Right.
Who fake being good, you know? But that's not who they are. So, we have to understand that this is all the devil's plan.
Mm-hmm.
To destroy our minds, and they've achieved.
Mm-hmm.
They've achieved that because our nation, we don't want to think.
Right. It's a good point. Making us trying to destroy our ability to think logical. In our community, you got a bunch of clowns, right? And you never get any substance or you never learn anything from what they're doing. It's just a bunch of nonsense.
Because the devil gives us nothing.
Right. That's what he wants. He wants to keep your level of thinking way below his, because that's how you maintain control over people. If they don't think above you, then you will maintain that control. So their job is to make sure you don't read, make sure you don't educate yourself, make sure you don't know how to properly conduct yourself, to make sure they strip you of your discipline, because discipline is your power. So make sure they don't have no power. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they out here acting wild.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, false Israel in control of all of these things that they are showing us here in America, sisters and brothers. Those who stolen our identity.
Right.
So they have us like to share it. Make sure they're acting like this. Make sure they're acting like that. So they put in movies and music videos, your songs. I'm a whore, I'm a beat, I'm a pimp.
And all that.
And that's not who you are, but that's what they're feeding you.
Right.
To make sure that you stay in that level of thinking, that mindset.
Exactly.
Because they know that that's what you're pushing, the American dream. And the American dream is to be the hottest rapper. Wear the best Jordans. Be a basketball bouncer, player. Be a football player. Hurt yourself.
Right. Right. Hey.
This is the American dream. Women walking around naked, shaking their behinds. That's all they have to do. Because they're not here.
Right. That's what's being pushed on the program. Every time you click on something,
every time you click on your social media, you see something that's out of order.
Right.
Like what? Even the children.
Man.
Down to the children, they're controlling, telling them how they should act. All these shows they have planned for our children.
Right.
And they're teaching them how they want them to act. Because they have a bunch of foolishness on these televisions and these games and channels.
Right. I remember when I was a kid, you know, you hear kids cuss, and you hear kids are out of order, right? In general, you know, but not around adults or, you know, around the elders.
Or
I'm just saying they straighten up, right? There was a time and place for everything, you know. So kids,
it still wasn't right.
It was not right. The point is, these kids cuss openly. They act wild and savage openly, and their parents be right there, co-signing.
There's no discipline anymore. The discipline has gone out the window. Parents don't have it. Children don't have it. Parents don't have it. Children definitely don't have it.
Right.
Because they're raising these children. That's why they put certain shows out, like the Cosby Show, showing children how to talk back to their parents. And have an opinion.
Right.
You have an opinion when you're a child.
Right.
Because you listen to your parents, regardless.
Exactly. And
but that's not what they're pushing. Right. They're pushing that every child has their own life.
Right.
Allow a child to express himself and be free.
And those are the same parents that's watching that Cosby. They grew up.
Exactly.
And now they're installing those things into their children. I wish somebody listened to me. I wish somebody would have heard me out. I wish somebody would have my back. I wish, you see, my kid got an opinion. You see? The truth come out of their mouths. I want to hear what they say. You see? What you want to hear what they got to say for?
They're children. They haven't experienced anything. So, for them to be speaking out of order to an adult is totally not honoring thy mother and thy father. And that alone is killing our children.
Right.
Because your parents birthed you. You must honor them.
Right.
And honoring them is not talking back.
Right. I mean, that's consequence within itself. Talking. All that talking they're doing. All that, you know, acting the way they're acting, that comes with consequences. You know?
This is all our nation sees. So we have to understand that it's not their fault. But we have to understand that the action is still still what happened to us, and it's still happening to us. So even though it's not their fault, we're still in the condition that they put us in, right? So we have to come out of that. It's still our job to come out of what they've done to us, even though it's not our fault, no.
Right.
But once we realize these things, we have to come up out of it. And that's our job to do that. Because their power is in, excuse me, sisters and brothers. Their power, once we take our minds back from us, once we get our minds back, they no longer have any power.
Right.
Because that's where their power lies.
Right.
Taking our minds from us, sisters and brothers.
Right. That's their power. Kill, steal, destroy. Rob, steal.
And that's all you're seeing 24/7, non-stop, constantly. Seeing booty shaking. You're seeing men acting like females. You're seeing all these things. You're seeing men in prisons and things like that, partying in prison. All these things that you're making it seem like it's cool. These things are not cool, sisters and brothers. This is not okay. But our nation don't realize that these things are not okay. Because that's all they're feeding us, and that's all our people know. Right. Because it's all they put on the media. They don't put what we're saying right here on the media.
Right.
Because they don't want you to realize who you are. They don't want you to change.
Right.
They don't want you to become gods, the gods that you are. Sisters and brothers, they don't want that to happen.
Right.
So they're making sure that they're feeding you 24/7 around the clock with foolishness.
Right.
To keep your mind in that state of foolishness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is all the devil's plan.
Yeah. That's what they're going to do all the way to the end. They're not going to stop. They can't afford to stop. Because if they stop, like the sister said, you're going to wake up. Wake up from your slumber. You realize that you're in a nightmare. You're surrounded by your enemies. And they're at war.
Right. And that's what they fear, sisters and brothers. They fear that we will multiply.
Right.
What does Scripture say?
It says, come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when they're falling out, any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
You hear that, sisters and brothers? They fear us. They fear us 100%. And it shows by how they are feeding us foolishness 100%, 24/7 around the clock. Because if you did not, you wouldn't be doing those things. You would be spending in your last dime on foolishness so the black man and woman can stay distracted.
Right.
And that's what they're doing.
Right, they're going to debt.
Going into debt to keep us blinded and distracted.
Right, that's serious.
Whew. They fear us, sisters and brothers. They fear that we will multiply. They fear that we will go to war with them.
Exactly.
This is what they fear because they know that they are wrong in what they've done.
Right.
And they can't let that be exposed, sisters and brothers. Because once that's exposed, these Negroes, they're gonna come together and try to and kill us. They're gonna this is their minds.
Right.
Because they're gonna reap what they've sown.
Mm-hmm.
Our people they don't know right now.
Right.
And they're already angry at these devils.
Exactly.
So much going on in the world today that you can clearly see that our people are fed up. But imagine the moment when they find out what happened to them and the details.
Right.
Oh, it's going to be hell to pay, sisters and brothers. So they fear us 100%. They fear us.
Right.
They fear for the black man to wake up.
Yeah.
Because once they wake up, there's no stopping them. There's no stopping us.
Right. You can't stop something that's embedded in you. Rage, wrath, vengeance. Something that's built up.
Exactly. That dam is going to break. Just like that water, the dam and Hurricane Katrina broke and flooded that whole town. Exactly what's going to happen. You wonder all your life, why are these people able to do all these things constantly to us and nothing ever happens to them, right?
Right.
What's with that? It's because we were damming up that consequence.
Right.
was being dammed up, sisters and brothers. Now we have the judgment. Now we're in the time of the judgment.
Right.
That started 2020. Right? So they're trying everything that they can. They're being extra nice to you.
Right.
Trying to be your friend, trying to help you.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't doing all that before.
Right.
Negroes wasn't able to do these things before. Hold on.
Right.
We can do what now? We can do this now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're approving us for this now?
Right.
Oh, we get this loan now? I get this part, I get this piece of the land now? None of this was happening prior to the judgment, right? Why all of a sudden?
Right.
Because they witnessed the scriptures with their own eyes happening. That's why they panicked, shut down their whole economy.
Right.
Everyone had to stay in their houses. Why? Because their nation was dying.
Right.
Their judgment had begun.
Exactly.
That's exactly what the scripture said would happen. So they panicked, sisters and brothers. They knew.
Right.
They knew.
That's how they knew. They said they'd pass over those with the Lamb's blood.
Exactly what it did.
Passed over the original black man and woman of America. Passed over Africa and Haiti, the poorest country. But didn't pass over them. They were dropping like flies. But they switched the narrative and tried to put it on us. And then they sent that vaccine over there to Africa. Killed them. The presidents and them, right, they denied the vaccine, but they killed them and still sent it over there. And then they tried to do a mandatory requirement jabs and vaccines.
In order for you to go to work.
Right.
Here.
To kill you off.
Exactly.
But then that backfired. You see? All these things start backfiring on them. Because that's what happened. That's what it said would happen. It said all things will fail.
And that's exactly what's going to happen, sisters and brothers. Things are going to continue to backfire on them. And they continue to show who their true nature is. Just like you see right now that's happening over in Gaza. They are starving children and women, killing them, blowing them up, blowing their houses up with no remorse. But they're God's people.
Right.
All in the name of God's people. Well, if they're God's people, why are you doing these things?
Right.
You're doing the actions of Satan.
Right. Exactly.
That doesn't look like a godly action.
Right. What's that about?
They can't hide anymore, sisters and brothers. It's all being exposed. And it said they'll be in their land at peace. It's not peace.
They haven't had a day of it.
They're in a war right now. Right. That's not peace.
Right. That's corruption. That's disruption.
But they're using that, God's people,
right,
as a excuse for their justify them retaliating, or not just retaliating, just attacking people in general.
Right.
Because that's the reason why they're going through what they're going through. They're the aggressor.
Right. They try to use the attack. It was attack. Didn't y'all attack them first? Don't forget. You see? So they're just doing what you did to them, which is just. And you decide to make an action based off what they did to you. You reacted to what they did, which was unjust. You see, because you did an action, then they reacted, then you did another action.
Now you do another action. Now, what's about to happen to you?
Right.
Now something else got to happen, right?
Because now you got to prove your point. And nobody else with you, right?
So you see all that's happening over there right now? That's going to happen to them.
Right. They hear what they say and they do. Backfire.
And America is involved.
Right.
They're all one.
They have to.
America, Britain,
right.
Israel.
They want to establish them there in that land. Help them get there. And it's all to destroy you. They placed all these, they set these things up to destroy you. So now they in heavy.
Exactly. And that's why they're racing the clock. Tick tock. And they are incorporating all type of things to make sure that they're able to take us out with ease. But they won't be successful. However, we're going to get right into that.
AI. It's part of dealing with us wisely.
Artificial intelligence, sisters and brothers.
Right.
We think that this is making life easier, but it's also making your life harder because you don't realize that this is taking over all the jobs that you qualify for.
Exactly.
Now, because you qualify for all the greatest jobs, but they've given them away.
Right.
That's another topic. However, the job that you qualify for now, which is freaking burgers and, working at warehouses,
delivery stores, this, that,
clerks. All these jobs that we qualify for, artificial intelligence is now taking over.
Right.
And this is all the devil's plan. This is their plan as well.
Right.
They don't want they're trying to save as much money as possible.
Maximum profit, minimum overhead.
And that's what this America was built on.
Capitalism.
So they want that maximum profit.
Right.
So if I can build something, create something, right, that could do these things for me for free, then we're going to go all out with that because we want that maximum profit.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing, sisters and brothers, with these robots, artificial intelligence, Uber drivers, all these jobs that we qualify for, they're taking over.
Literally.
And we're not looking at the big picture of this because
where they place you at.
Exactly.
What you gonna do?
What jobs do you have
What
now?
do you need it for?
How are we gonna feed our families?
Right.
What are we gonna do?
Right.
That's the point that devil's plan, sisters and brothers. Deal wisely with them. They plan on destroying us, sisters and brothers, taking us out.
Right.
But they can't go full blown with the artificial intelligence just yet because their people are involved.
Right.
Our people are involved. And that's going to cause chaos in America. It's already chaos here. Right. But imagine when they apply these things 100%.
Boy.
Robots doing it all, everything. We're not the only ones without jobs.
Right.
There are people who are lower class and who are middle class. All of them are without jobs.
Right.
You have all these Hispanics and things like that here as well. Sisters and brothers, so it's going to cause chaos here in America. So, but this is their plan. And they've already started these things. You have cars riding on the road with no one driving them.
Right.
That should fear you alone. That alone should raise a question.
That's creepy. That's strange.
And we see them every day over here. And people riding with them. I mean, you got to think of the logic of it. That's more peace as well. You ain't even got to deal with nobody.
Waymo. Right. The company's called Waymo Peace.
And that's the name of their company, Waymo.
Waymo.
Right. And that's
right. So ride with me. I give you way more peace. I give you way more accuracy, precise. I get you where you need to go. Way more, faster, easier.
Yeah, robot cops. All type of things, sisters and brothers. Artificial intelligence, self-checkout, all these things that they're doing.
Right.
So they don't need any workers. They don't need to pay any workers anymore. We need to pay you. We got somebody to do it for free. So if you're not able to build anything, you're not producing anything.
Right.
So
what good is the people?
What good are they? They're like, get rid of them. Right. You're taking care of them.
Right.
At this point.
Exactly.
And that's how they think. Because that's the level that they have brought us to, sisters and brothers.
Right.
So we don't care about learning, certain things. We don't feel like it's going to help us in life.
Right.
What I need to know that for, I can do this. What I need to do that for, I can make certain amount of money doing this. But sisters and brothers, those jobs are going away, right? Even a lot of the jobs where you are going to school for, a lot of those you're working to get rid of that job as well. You know what I'm saying? Computer coding, all these things, they have artificial intelligence doing now?
Right.
So that alone should raise a question to your existence.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But our people are not even questioning it.
Right. Not worried about it until it happens to them. That's kind of how our people. That's how we are. We don't react to anything until literally it happens. Now we're in a corner. Now we become criminal by survival. Now we become thieves. You see, that's what they plan on doing. You see, putting you in a position where you become criminal. Now that's another tactic to get rid of you. Cause look at them niggas. They're committing crimes. Lock them up. Shoot them. You see.
And that's all because they're taking from us. So we need certain things.
Right.
So we're being classified as criminals when we're just trying to survive.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that, right? That's called self-preservation. You trying to, spare your life. You trying to save yourself, right?
And this is what they're doing to us, sisters and brothers. It's showing us. But it's all the devil's plan. And once this is exposed that false Israel is false, and as the scripture says that they'll be destroyed. Once that takes place, that's an abomination.
Right. That's not supposed to happen.
That's not supposed to happen.
They said when God placed them in their land, they're not to be uprooted or removed.
So that alone is going to blow the mind of all the people who support false Israel as God's people.
Right.
Because then, who are God's people?
Right.
Have we been cursing God's people? Right. Now we have to get rid of that evidence. Hold on. And when they go down, our economy is right behind that. Because they support us. We support one another, right? There's going to be a famine here, sisters and brothers.
Right. Economic collapse. No food, no this, no that, no electricity, no heat, no that. Yeah. In the dead of winter. Right? Imagine no heat in the dead of winter. No food, no transportation, no oil. That's how this whole reality functions. It's an industrial complex.
You're going to see the true colors of it. These devils.
Man.
Because they've been hiding.
Right.
Wolves in sheep's clothing, and also
wolves, straight wolves.
The devils are just straight, exactly.
Right. Straight who they are. They're
beasts.
Right.
They're gonna
show you who they really are, like Jeffrey Dahmer. They be cutting niggas up.
We don't know the true extent of how they think because we're not who they are.
Right. You're not them.
But we can see it in movies and things like that. They show you all these horrific ways that they can murder someone and kill someone. And this is their mind, not ours.
And a lot of those things they got from doing to us.
Exactly. They did all these things to us as well. Till Willie Lynch came and, excuse me, sisters and brothers, came and gave them the information of, exactly, deal wisely with them. And he came to teach them how to deal wisely instead of
their product alive,
doing what they were doing. Right. Because they were on, like I said, they were doing all type of things to us.
Right. Ooh, not only were they funking up the land, they was messing up their profit. You see? So he trying to keep money in their pocket and kill niggas. Slowly, but surely. And make them slaves forever. You see, turn them against one another.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Because these devils are wicked. We can't even express to you the depths of their minds because that's not who we are. So we can only give you what they show us.
Right.
Because that's not our minds. But we can definitely see that they show, what they've done to us.
Mm-hmm.
Shoving things down our throat, making us eat our own shit, pigs. Right. All these things that they've done, just sick individuals.
Right.
So imagine what they're going to do when their lives are on the line.
Right.
Their lives are on the line, sisters and brothers. It's a famine.
You never seen that.
I'm going to feed my children.
Right. That's unprecedented.
I'm going to feed myself.
Right.
Sisters and brothers, they're beasts.
Man.
So they're going to attack us full blown. And when we say attack, not just attack, because it's going to be a famine.
Right.
So think, sisters and brothers.
There's no food.
It means there's no food.
What they going to eat?
What
But you classify as 3/5 of a human.
In the Constitution, right?
Which
Why
means
would
that-
they do that?
Right,
Everybody want to talk about, oh, it's 3/5. But why they classify you? Because they knew that this time will come, because the scriptures tell you these things will happen, right?
They believe in the scripture, right? The way they believe in it.
So they prepared to classify you as food
Boom.
for them to eat when this time occurs.
Exactly.
Literally, sisters and brothers,
So
we
by
don't
law-
understand the depths of these
They-
devils who we're surrounded by.
To the death
Mm.
of Satan.
Mm.
You see?
Here's a small clip of the devil telling you exactly what he would do if a famine was to break out. His children won't starve. You won't starve.
Mm-hmm.
Rituals, drinking blood and stuff. I'll drink your blood. You understand that? I will hang your up and cut you into cutlets like a filet mignon and grill your before I watch my daughters starve to death. See, now you took society and civilization as if it was some joke you could piss on all day. Didn't you understand? You unleash the animal. Once you do, you unleash the beast, and you're not the beast. I don't claim I'm the most tough guy around, but compared to you, I'm Godzilla on steroids.
That's insane. Doc, that's insane. I can't believe any rational, sane person watches him. Follow?
Sisters and brothers, the devil's plan.
Right. The devil's mouth himself.
You hear that? So you chop you up
Mm-hmm.
like a fillet before he let his kids starve. But that's what's coming to America. No doubt about it. Famine.
Right.
That's coming, sisters and brothers. Because they're going to reap what they've sown.
Mm-hmm.
What they're doing over there in Gaza right now, they're going to reap that, what they've sown.
Right. Genocide. Dehydration. Starvation. See?
On top of, they're going to reap their sown, sisters and brothers.
Right.
So famine is not a question. That's going to happen.
Exactly.
That's going to happen here in America. And this is what, out of the devil's mouth himself, telling you
What's going
what he will do. And this is just one.
Right. I'm pretty sure there's plenty others.
This is his mind. You know, it's a lot of them, sisters and brothers.
Right. They agree.
And they all agree with him.
Right.
They might not say it. They might act like, that's insane.
Right.
Like,
that sounds right. Insane.
that's sick.
Right. That's,
like you just said.
That's something to say, though, right?
Right. Because you can't
You can openly say.
openly say that, you know, you can, just like he did.
Right.
But
he
the platform that he's pushing is, he's Christian,
Christianity, right?
So he can't really express how he truly feels.
Right. So
I'm gonna say they're faking. They're faking, sisters and brothers.
You see,
Exactly.
In your mind, you say it's a good idea, but out loud, you say that's insane. But he just gave y'all the top idea.
Exactly. Sisters and brothers, our only light is this light here, the Injil. The true meaning of the scriptures. This is your only way out. This is your only escape, sisters and brothers. Our unity, the black man and woman coming together here in America. That's our only escape.
Right. We got to come together. Our unity is key to our survival. You know, we got to get together.
And getting our minds back, sisters and brothers.
Right. Work together to get out of this hellhole.
Because we got to understand, you don't have your mind, and this is a part of your mind. These are all the things that we're telling you right now is slowly getting your mind back.
Right.
Because you don't know these things, right? You don't know any of these things. You don't know that you went through affliction, all these things, because they're lying to you, telling you things that are theories. They're telling you things that these things were not true, but we're telling you these things were true and giving you the fact that these things were in fact true. And what's happening in your true vision, which is the Abraham covenant.
Right.
That's the black man and woman of America that went through enslavement and affliction. That's their true vision,
Right.
sisters and brothers.
Exactly.
And you don't realize that you even have a promise that was made to you
Right.
for suffering. The original nation has suffered. And you don't even realize that you have a promise that was made to you. And that's a part of getting your mind back, sisters and brothers, so we are able to express this to the whole, everyone.
Right.
So we all have that common goal.
Exactly. To get the hell out of here. So you'll be a fool to stay in the land you're in prison. So you'll be a fool to stay amongst your enemies.
So anyone telling you that you're going to stay here in America, and you're staying here and it says America's about to fall, America's about to burn, America's about to be destroyed,
Right.
but you're staying here, they're your enemy. Sisters and brothers, they're your enemies. And that's the Master's black-faced children. They're the ones that want to stay here.
Right.
So you must understand who your hidden enemies are. Your open enemies, you must understand who your enemies are, sisters and brothers, period.
You cannot. Then you become your own enemy, brothers and sisters.
Exactly. So, with that, sisters and brothers, unless you have something else to express, brother David,
No, ma'am, I think we covered it.
we'll be back with more. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.